And to kind of sum up my point is, I got a little bit off tangent, but really, I think the world, I think it's just better for an average person to just be within the standard deviation, within the norm, because if you really think about, um, your time on Earth, you don't really have enough time to think about purpose. Unless you're in jail and you're in solitary prison and that's all you have time to do. But I think even then, like maybe then you might have some time to really reflect on life. But there are a lot of forces that there's a lot of forces that are I don't know, maybe that's something that I want to think about if I have time. And when I mean time, I mean like I don't have any other biological or relative um insignificant factors that are weighing me down. Like the fact that I have to like spend one third of my life sleeping, that's just like that weighs me down. The fact that I have to eat, the fact that I have to move around, the fact that I have to if I do eat, I have to take a shit, I have to go to the bathroom, and all that, all these things, like it takes away from time where I can just really reflect on what is the purpose. And you have so much capacity to you know fragment, fabricate, hallucinate within your own cognitive mind. So for example, like I think about like psychedelics, and it's just like you're just manipulating neurochemicals within your own brain. Like everything, every vision, every concept, every thought, every emotion that you feel that might feel out of this world is within your own brain. And all of us could have these, and all of us have these shared experiences under the same influences and factors. And so, this has me thinking like, you know, everything that's perceivable is is relatively insignificant. And so the question is, what is the thing that does not, um, you know, that we don't share? What is unique about us? And if it's not about uniqueness, um, what is the larger, overarching? How do I even frame? Like, you see, I have this limited capacity to even um, articulate what I want to say. Like, there's this sentiment that I have, but I can't even express it. And maybe it's because I'm not a native speaker, but even in my native language, I don't think I can express this frustration that I have because I feel like there should be something beyond patterns, beyond repetition, beyond copy paste, everything that's replicated and expanded, and something that's very that's within patterns, within indicators, and indicator patterns, trading, all these things um, happen in some kind of sequences or patterns, and there has to be something beyond that. And I wish I had more time to really think about that. Um, so if there's anyone who's actually like super duper intelligent, I wonder like what they think about this. Um, and I'm not talking about like the meaning of life because that's just that's like arbitrary. That's just opinionated. But what I really want to know is what is a higher dimensional level of thinking. So to kind of conceptualize this, I was an educator, and um, there's this concept called Bloom's taxonomy, which kind of explained the level of knowledge and the depth of knowledge, or I think it's just called depth of knowledge. And so the first couple levels is recall, so your ability to comprehend things. Comprehension, or sorry, recall is like regurgitating things. Two is comprehending, which is like understanding something, like the meaning. Level three is applying, using it in similar situations, and yeah. And level four is analyze, breaking down, examining relationship, making maybe simple inferences. Level five is evaluating, so to judge based on criteria or standards. Level six is to create. So now understanding all these factors, you're able to reproduce. You're able to produce something, and then you get to the higher levels, which is less conventionally practiced. So you have self-reflect, which is actually I think this is pretty protocol conventional. It's you monitor and assess your own understanding, so metacognition, meta think, and then higher levels are perspective taking, recognizing and integrating alternate viewpoints, systemic awareness, understanding how your knowledge fits within a larger system of networks. And then we go to things that are beyond our cognitive ability. So we have paradigm shifting, recognizing and adapting new frameworks or worldviews, meta learning, understanding how you learn and intentionally improve your learning process. 13, knowledge integration, synthesizing across disciplines and domains. I think these are pretty lumped together. There's knowledge transformation. You change, evolve your knowledge structures in response to new info. Transpersonal awareness, recognize knowledge as a collective or shared phenomenon. So like group mind, this is like hive mind. Like when I hear this or read this kind of stuff, it reminds me of like when I was reading white papers for like Swarm AI and like maybe AGY or AGI, like newer autonomous AI hype when I was reading their white paper and see how they behave and how they process and execute functions. And also, I'm not a tech background person, but I just look through white papers just to see like what I understand and what are they doing. And I find it so conceptually amusing, which I don't think an average person shares the same sentiment as me. But like, and going off a little bit of a tangent, but some of these autonomous AI, hive mind AI, all these stuff, I feel like coders have pretty much reproduced a baby. Like they have transcribed a baby's brain where they can just consume billions of data and then be able to, in terms due to their environment and the frequency of things, they get to build upon their own reality within their knowledge. And you know, because the limitation of the my understanding is that the cognitive brain, the cognition is nothing special. I think it's just how we perceive due to our biases and frequency. And so I think that's just very similar to what newer autonomous AI is doing. So now to kind of go over the last couple levels, let's see, yeah. So to kind of go over the final couple levels that I wanted to address is intentional unknowing. So practicing bracketing assumptions to allow for new insight. So this is kind of getting like kind of spiritual, but okay. So next is knowledge stewardship, taking responsibility for the ethical use, sharing, and evolution of knowledge. Collective intelligence, participating in consciously shaping and distributing emergent knowledge systems. And transcendence, recognize the limits of knowledge, embrace mystery, and cultivate humility before the unknown. Um, yeah, like once you get to that level, like let me like search up like what is beyond these levels of. Like, I don't even know how to ask the question to AI, but let me just ask. I use Perplexity, I believe. I'm not sponsored by them, but I just feel like it provides a quick and very I think it attempts to be as factual as possible. At least when I asked ChatGPT, like I think it said Perplexity is your best bet to get quality and fact-checked information as fast as possible. So I don't know. I haven't checked then since then. Maybe it's biased. I don't really care. Um, it says knowledge ecosystems and emergent collective intelligence beyond the rigid hierarchies. Knowledge can be seen as an ecosystem. All these things talk about community. Let's see, transcendence, meta, and infinite regress. So it talks about this can lead to infinite regression, but in practice, it points to the limits of self-reflective systems. So it talks about the limitation of a individual, the individual at the ultimate level of meta level. The system recognizes the boundaries in its own framework. So it's once again like introspective, it's internal. Um, Non-dual and non-conceptual knowing. In some philosophical and spiritual traditions, the highest form of knowledge is non-dual. So it's going from linear thinking to dual thinking to non-dual thinking. Um, I guess that kind of like is a paradigm shift from a direct evolution. So instead of saying, "Oh, now it's the trial true knowledge of thinking," but now it's just non-dual. So it's like everything, which it's so like arbitrary and non-definitive. Um, yeah, that's why I wanted to just recap. Like, so to kind of recap, like, it's just better to be fucking retarded, honestly. Like, just be fucking stupid. Um, don't calculate all the bad things in life, all the good things in life. Just live life. Just do whatever you want to do, because it's just gonna hurt your brain. And if your brain is the limit to actually striving for the truth, why even attempt it? it's going to be fabricated. It's going to be just your brain just breaking down. And I think that's why you should just be within the realm of trying to be average, because you're going to be happier being part of a core instead of breaking out of these paradigm shifts. I think there's a lot of sentiment now being like this sigma, being like different and trying to be a innovator, but like honestly, what's the point? Like it's just gonna. I mean, are you gonna